Original. A sprawling 9th century Baghdad appears in golden sunlight. Quick moments flash by, including scenes of battle, dramatic leaps, and intense hand-to-hand combat. Basim perches on a horizontal beam jutting out above a bustling street. He jumps to a railing across a balcony and swings on a pole, making his way onto a rope spanning 2 buildings.
There you are.
He drops and assassinates a man. Fleeing, Basim knocks down some wooden scaffolding to block pursuers.
Don't let him escape! Time to vanish.
He leaps acrobatically from one pole to another.
Get back here, son! You hear that, bloodbag?
He climbs to a rooftop terrace, then jumps down to a rope and runs across it.
Stand and fight, you worm!
Bounding from one beam to another, Basim scrambles across a lattice, swings on a pole, then grabs a rope and slides along it like a zip line.
You're dead!
A figure fires an arrow at him.
Getting away!
The arrow misses and he drops from the rope and continues along above a narrow street, bounding from one object to the next high above the ground. He reaches a platform and drops down into a shady courtyard where he calmly strolls through a door. A subtitle appears as he clasps Fulad's hands.
Alhamdulillah.
Praise be to God.
Alhamdulillah.
Basim and Fulad turn toward Roshan, who nods.
I am glad you are safe.
Another man walks over to them.
Alhamdulillah, a first of many achievements to come, Basim.
We should only hope. There's still much work to do.
Basim pulls back his hood and joins Roshan by a map.
While our focus was on Al-Ghul, Fulav quietly scouted the city for where we could erect more bureaus.
I have found dwellings in 3 districts that are most unassuming. Abid and Rebecca have arrived from Alamut and set off to Al Abbasiyah and Karh. I will make my way to Sharqiya shortly.
And I will join Rebecca in Karh, where corruption is as common as the arid air. See Abu Ja'far about some things he's been working on. Then come find us.
Roshan and Fulad step away while Basim joins Abu at a table.
Have a look, Basim. I may have something that is of interest to you.
A diagram appears showing an assortment of tools in a circle. A blow dart is selected and the words "Unlock blow dart" appear.
Resourceful as always. My thanks, Abu Ja'far.
Basim turns from Abu and strides to a notice board. A diagram showing several missions appears, and one labeled "The Concubine" is selected. Text below the assignment reads, "One of Caliph's concubines, a rebel spy, was brought to the prince's palace for interrogation. Assassinate whoever is holding her captive." Now, time passes quickly as Basim sits outside wearing a pensive look, then perches above a building's dome, an eagle soaring by near him. Later, he rises from a bench and bounds up to a rooftop, where he steps out onto the horizontal beam that juts out above a bustling street.
This is the place. What do you see, Enkidu?
The eagle, Enkidu, dodges an arrow.
Let us reconsider the approach.
Text reads, Enkidu is fleeing due to a marksman in the area. Basim dives and soars down to land on a cart full of hay before rising and sprinting over to the walls of the palace. He quickly scales up a wall. The view of the area beyond briefly goes dark and text reads, Restricted Area, Prince's Palace. Basim leaps and lands in a flower bed near some civilian women.
Act as usual.
That guard who likes me said she and Ali's followers are trying to overthrow the prince.
What madness! They will surely fail.
After a figure labeled Assassinate walks past the group, Basim steps away from the women and, crouching, creeps stealthily around a wall and through some plants. The tool choices appear again and blow dart is selected. Basim hits one of 2 guards with a dart.
Shit! She little bastards!
As the unhurt guard goes to his comrade's side, Basim stabs him, then continues onward. He makes his way past a large pile of bulging sacks, then creeps through another flower bed. The tool choices reappear and Noisemaker is selected. Basim throws the Noisemaker behind a guard and it explodes.
What?
Basim sneaks up behind the distracted guard, kicks his legs out, then stabs him.
Die now!
Spotting another guard ahead, Basim hurls a blade and takes him down. Dashing past his victims, Basim climbs an outdoor staircase. He swiftly scales up the side of a tower to where an archer stands. Basim stabs him and hurls him off the tower.
The sky is safe, my friend. Survey the area, Enkidu.
Text reads, "Marksman eliminated. Enkidu is available."
There is my target.
The eagle soars above an ornate building. Now, Basim deftly tightropes across a line running from the tower to his target building. He climbs up the structure's wall and drops to a rope stretching over a courtyard.
Learn your play.
The view dims and Basim peers down at a man labeled Assassinate who hits the prisoner. 3 guards stand on a balcony that partly encircles the courtyard. The ghostly shape of Basim appears beside each of the guards. Basim is transported to each of the 3 spots, one after the other, where he quickly dispatches each of the 3 men.
Tell me what I wish to know, and no more need die this day.
As Basim peers down at the interrogation, the tool chosen is trap. Shifting a target across the floor of the courtyard, Basim picks the spot and hurls the trap, which sinks into the ground. He leaps from the balcony railing and, seen in slow motion, lands on the interrogator and kills him. Hurling his blade, he takes out another man.
Thank you so much.
Basim draws a sword and slices an attacker. His trap explodes in green smoke, dropping another man, whom Basim dashes past.
Come on.
He nears 2 others.
There he is. Stop him.
Red smoke erupts in Basim's wake. After scampering back over the palace walls, Basim drops down on a man and delivers him a fatal blow. He trots off down a narrow street and through an outdoor marketplace. The view rises to take in the domes and rooftops of the sprawling city awash in golden sunlight as Enkidu soars past the tower. An ornate A-shaped logo.
When we got the opportunity to work on the next game of the series, we sat down with the rest of the core team and asked ourselves, as fans, what kind of Assassin's Creed game we'd most want to play.
Many of us felt the desire to revisit some of the old imagery, narrative theme and gameplay that made us fall in love with the series.
After 15 years of journeys across the ages, from the Third Crusade with Altair to the Viking expansions with Eivor, we wanted to go back closely to where it all began and pay homage to the beginnings of Assassin's Creed.
Coming off Valhalla, we started to explore the idea of introducing a new playable hero, Basim, and creating an experience that is a love letter to the origins of the franchise. Coming-of-age story with revamped mechanics to bring the feel of the early games into the modern day.
We are going back to the Middle East, but this time in 9th century Baghdad. 300 years before the time of Altair, we are telling the story of Basim and how he became a master assassin.
We looked at the first AC games and started to wonder what exactly defined the assassin experience to us. And from there, we put all our effort into bringing our take on the assassin fantasy. As a hidden one, parkour is a key pillar to the experience. With Baghdad as your playground, we are bringing the action back to a urban environment.
For parkour, we look to our previous games for inspiration and chose to put the emphasis on comfort and fluidity. In Mirage, parkour is easy to learn and to master. Our approach is closer to the Ezio games, where it's all about keeping the flow and the momentum going, with the design centered around verticality. Many elements from past games are making a return. We have the corner swing, the ability to vault over objects, elevators to quickly reach high ground, but also new ingredients, such as the pole vault, allowing you to cross large gaps between 2 rooftops. Of course, Basim is faster and more agile than Eivor was, and to give that feeling, we reworked our animations to reinforce the sense of speed when jumping, vaulting, and free roaming.
Streets are narrower, denser, and packed with obstacles to navigate. By choosing the right path through the environment, you can move from street level to the rooftops in a blink of an eye, a useful skill for any assassin.
Another core focus of Mirage is stealth. We want players to work in the shadows, plan their next move, strike, and then vanish. There are more ways to assassinate, with new killing animations, some leveraging a stealthy approach, others delivering a violent killing blow. We also have direct throwbacks to the first games with moves like the bench assassination that you might recognize from AC2, or the kill from the rooftop gardens, an old favorite of Altair's.
We want to encourage you to be sneaky. Basim has been trained to fight by the hidden ones, but for him, combat is a last resort, and his main approach is to hunt and strike while remaining unnoticed.
We also reworked our enemy AI to improve detection and vanishing loops, making our behaviors more responsive and readable. New enemy archetypes will also increase the stakes. The marksman can shoot your eagle and prevent you from using it. The spearman pokes through haystacks, and Hornbearer can call for reinforcements. That's where your assassin skills come in handy.
During his training in Alamut, Basim learns the ways of the Creed from his mentor, Roshan, and his fellow Hidden Ones. We get to see him learn the tenets and philosophies that will guide him through his missions, like hiding in plain sight.
Social stealth is making a return. We're bringing back the systemic blending with larger crowds that allow you to move undetected through the business location. But you can also bribe small factions with specific tokens in order to control AI groups and make your way through guarded areas.
As an assassin, your core mission is to track down and eliminate the Order of the Ancients and free Baghdad of their influence. In our game, the Hidden Ones have established a network of bureaus across the city to keep an eye on the Order.
The bureaus in Mirage act as gameplay hubs, from which you can take on side contracts with various objectives, from rescue missions to assassinations, and help the Hidden Ones in their fight for freedom.
We want you to feel truly immersed in the life of a Hidden One, investigating your target's identities, tracking their movements, and sharing information with your allies. Then, when the time is right, you can strike from the shadows. We've crafted a new investigation board which replaces our most recent quest log in Mirage.
And with our black box missions, we give you the freedom to approach key assassination missions however you see fit.
We know how excited our community is. We also have a nice surprise for our long-timers. We implemented a nostalgic visual filter as an option for those who wish to explore the game with a desaturated blue-gray color palette from the very first AC game.
This is a project led by a team of passionate people who have their very own vision of the assassin experience in mind.
There is much to come, and we can't wait to unveil more about Basim's journey. Basim is our main protagonist in Assassin's Creed Mirage. He's a fascinating character, one that fits the mold of classic assassin, deadly and resourceful with a complex personality. For that reason, we felt that Mirage needed to be a strong narrative-driven experience, one that would honor Basim as a character, surprise our players, and take them on a memorable adventure. We first met Basim during the events of AC Valhalla. Having traveled from the Middle East to England, he acted as a mentor figure for Ivor, but Basim had motives of his own and his past was shrouded in mystery.
We knew early on that we wanted to explore a setting that was reminiscent of the first Assassin's Creed game. So naturally, we made the connection between the Golden Age of Baghdad and Basim. It was a great opportunity to show some of the events that came to define him as a person. Mirage is a completely fresh story. You can start the game without having played Valhalla or any of the other titles. But of course, for our most dedicated fan, there will be a lot of secrets, Easter eggs, and connections with past games and the overall lore of the series.
Assassin's Creed Mirage is set in 861 AD, 12 years before the events of Valhalla. We meet Basim in his youth, making a living as a thief on the streets of Anbar, near Baghdad, alongside his best friend and partner in crime, Nehal. As far back as he can remember, Basim has been haunted by visions and nightmares that he's been unable to understand. He's come to question who he is and where he belongs. Much to Nehal's frustration, Basim believes his destiny lies among the Hidden Ones.
Basim ends up at Alamut, the renowned assassin home base that at that time was still under construction. It's here that he learns the way of the assassins and becomes one of the hidden ones. Soon, he's tasked with tracking down the order in Baghdad, kickstarting his life-changing journey.
Creating the character of Basim in Mirage was an interesting challenge. Having met him as an older man in Valhalla, we had to imagine what he would have been like in his younger years. Everybody in the team is a long-time AC fan. That's why it was so important for us to bring back that Levantine assassin look to Basim's costumes.
Crafting new visuals and stories around an existing character poses a unique challenge. It gives us room for nods to other entries in the series, pushes us to respect our legacy, while offering something fresh and exciting for players. After becoming a hidden one, Basim inherits the apprentice outfit, a white robe with blue shades, and a small beaked hood. We found opportunities to connect Mirage to the wider franchise, such as the red sash wrapped around Basim's arm in Valhalla. In Mirage, we learned that it was a symbol of the rebellion, an item worn by many other side characters, and something Basim chose to keep with him years later.
There are several levels of conflicts in our story, from the one in the city arising from the Zend rebellion to Basim's internal conflict as he's torn between his roots and his destiny, between his old friends like Nehal and his new comrades like Roshan and the Brotherhood. As Basim fights to free Baghdad from the Order's oppression, he begins to ask questions about himself, his past, and the meaning of freedom.
The story of Mirage follows Basim's evolution from apprentice to mentor, a journey that is reflected in the game systems. There is no XP-based progression in Mirage, instead, progression is linear and story-driven. As you follow the story and complete missions, your rank increases within the Brotherhood, giving you new opportunities for missions, outfits, and tools.
We have new tools that can be upgraded and customized for Basim, giving him a deadly and effective assassin's toolset. When fully upgraded, these tools can allow for some interesting and unexpected gameplay strategies. We crafted a range of different outfits for Basim, so you can make the character feel personal to you. We're also bringing back a fan favorite feature, outfit dye, which you can use to change the colors of certain outfits just like you could in AC2 or Brotherhood.
Combat has been revamped as well, with new moves and mechanics built specifically for Basim. Much like Altair, Basim's primary combat tools are his sword and dagger. For the animation team, our goal was to create an agile master assassin who's as elegant as he's deadly.
An assassin focus allows you to slow down time and perform a deadly kill streak. But be careful, you'll want to pay attention to where you will end your last move to avoid unexpected fights.
Basim feels different from Eivor. The focus on one main weapon, his sword, allowed us to put all of our intention into developing an agile character who's intuitive to control. Of course, that also means that the combat will come with bigger challenges, higher stakes, and a greater reliance on tools to escape tricky situations.
From his story to his appearance to character progression, we designed Basim as a fresh twist on the classic assassin archetype.
We hope you are as excited as we are to take the first steps on Basim's journey.
Peggy 18.
Basim, Ebne Ishaq. Are you ready to give up who you once thought you were?
I am.
Ready to sacrifice everything you held close?
I am.
Are you ready to leave your life behind and walk the path of shadows?
I am.
Then, out of the dark, you will come into the light. And from the light, you will return to the dark. Never forget the tenets you have sworn to uphold. Stay your blade from the flesh of the innocent. Hide in plain sight. Never compromise the Brotherhood. From this day forward, you are a hidden one.
A hooded assassin leaps in slow motion from a roof and takes out a turbaned guard with a hidden blade up their sleeve. Later, the dark-bearded assassin extends the blade in broad daylight and kills a guard in the street.
Welcome, hidden one.
An eagle lands on the assassin's wrist. Caption, a Ubisoft original. The assassin rides a camel into Baghdad.
You have died and been reborn.
He sprints, hops over a supply crate in slow motion, then swings from a pulley. As the assassin rides a falling post from a roof, the scenery and time of day changes in the background. Guards run after him as he escapes. The assassin tosses down a red smoke bomb and climbs away in the distance. On the top of a building, he dodges arrows as he does a leap of faith in slow motion.
We need to find a way to get you inside without being seen. You could bribe the guards to look the other way.
I shall see what flavor best suits me.
The assassin tosses a dagger at a guard, then stealthily stabs another from a ledge. Inside a palace, he sneaks past guards, pickpockets one, then breaks into a treasure vault. The assassin stabs a guard's neck and continues sneaking through the round city.
Embrace the fear. Quiet it. Find the stillness. And let's go.
He assassinates the guards with aerial and melee attacks using assassin focus. The assassin stabs a guard in the shoulder with a sword. He stabs a guard, then attacks another with a spinning slash. The assassin slides and kicks a guard in the face. He rides a rope up to a roof and takes on more guards. One is kicked off a roof and the assassin stabs and flips another guard over his shoulder.
The stage is yours, Basim.
Basim wraps a noose around a man's neck and leaps, pulling the man with him. Later, Basim rests from a lookout tower.
We will be watching.
The eagle flies overhead. Caption.
Hello, I'm Jean-Luc Salah. I'm the art director of Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Hi there, I'm Stéphane Boudon, creative director on Assassin's Creed Mirage, and today we are going to walk you through our most recent trailer.
Welcome to Baghdad. This is our first glimpse of this vibrant city. We are in the 9th century Middle Ages, and as you can see, It's a dusty and sunny city as expected, but it's also a garden city with a lot of flowers and palm trees.
So Basim is heading back to the bureau. In the way, he stumbles on a specific target he has to kill, so he will take this opportunity to make the assassination, but he will quickly get into trouble.
Yeah, and as we can see, we can already distinguish our first regular enemies, which are the Caliphate Guard, the guys in red. You're going to meet a lot of them.
In the game, we encourage you to flee and to vanish. Basim is a glass cannon character, and this scaffolding ingredient is really one of the ways players have to get out tight situation like that.
This is a water city. It's unexpected. Many people think it's just dust and sand. We can see now corner swings, good old vibes from previous AC games. The first AC games, we are a love letter to the very first one. And here is a carpet. If you don't blink, you can see there is an Assassin's Crest just here. Carpets are part of the world of Mirage. This specific carpet with the Assassin's Crest on it means you are very, very close to a secret entrance to an Assassin's Bureau.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
So in this scene, Basim is coming back from his first assignment for killing one of the main targets of the game.
Alhamdulillah, a first of many achievements to come, Basim.
Here we meet Abu Jafar. This is one of the historical characters we're going to meet in Assassin's Creed Mirage. He's a genius. He's very important. He's going to provide you good tools.
There's still much work to do. While our focus was on Al Ghul, Fulav quietly scouted the city for where we could erect more bureaus.
I have found dwellings in 3 districts that are most unassuming. Abid and Rebecca have arrived from Alamut and set off to El Abyssiya and Karkh. I will make my way to Sharqiya shortly.
And I will join Rebecca in Karkh, where corruption is as common as the arid air. See Abu Jafar about some things he's been working on, then come find us.
Have a look, Basim. I may have something that is of interest to you.
Tools are very important for an assassin. They will help you to deal with complex situations you will encounter inside the game. You will have the possibility to unlock a new tool each time you climb a rank by fulfilling your assignments. And each of your tools can be upgraded as well through a skill tree where you will be able to choose the behavior of your tools to match your playstyle. For instance, you can decide to make the projectile of your blood dart damage your enemies, put them to sleep, or turn them berserk. The contract board is where are gathered all the side faction assignments. Each of them has a specific contractor request also, you might recall from a past game, and you can try to fulfill them to gain more rewards. You can find materials for your tools and your gear, but you can find also a specific token that will help you to open new opportunities inside the mission of Basim.
The lighting in Baghdad was the first thing we set up with the artistic team. We wanted to have it right, not to use too much filters and have a kind of natural beauty of the lighting, which is really giving some gorgeous point of views on the city itself at every time of day. So here you can have a glimpse of that.
What do you see, Enkidu?
From a personal perspective, I grew up in this place of the world, and it was really the first thing I want us to be good at was the lighting, to give me the feeling to be back here, and I think we achieved that.
So Eagle Vision is very iconic in Assassin's Creed, but for us it was also a necessary tool to bring back the stealth, moment-to-moment gameplay. So you will more rely on your Eagle Vision when it's come to do infiltration, look out for guards, or check their vision cones, and those vision cones are new to Assassin's Creed Mirage. social stealth is back. You can use it organically, or you can bribe also merchants group to create a patrol blending opportunity to infiltrate specific areas. When we crafted Mirage, we wanted to be able to change tools quickly to face any situation. That's why we created this wheel, very reactive, very immersive, and that will slow down time to let you react.
Here is a marksman above the tower, and it's why we cannot use Enkidu, so we will need to get rid of him.
Basim used a noisemaker to distract the first guard, but the noisemaker is very noisy and can attract multiple NPC in a given radius. So Basim here quickly reacts with one of his skills letting him the opportunity to use a knife to do a double assassination and avoid very efficiently to spread the alert.
And now it's time to take down the pesky marksman and to enjoy again the use of our eagle and Enkidu, and to enjoy also the view. We are actually above the Prince Palace, close to the Tigris River, and we are not just here to enjoy the scenery, but we have a target to find. And here it is.
Assassin Focus is a new ability for Basim that allows him to quickly chain assassination. It's really a showcase of Basim's incredible agility and mastery. But of course, it's not something you can use at will. Basim will need to perform stealth skills to fill up his Assassin Focus gauge to use this ability. Here we can see Basim planning his assassination, but just before striking, he will land a trap.
Come on.
Here comes the ND red smoke bomb. I love the color. That's my favorite tool. And that's the end of our walkthrough. We hope you learned something new, and we cannot wait for you to play Assassin's Creed Mirage when it comes out in October 12th.